Continuing to track this breaking news in a CBS Sports HQ where Luka Dončić has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. A part of that return to Dallas, the star in Anthony Davis. Not a heads-up deal, a three-team deal, but reaction coming in from across the sporting world, including known Dallas Mavericks fan Patrick Mahomes is preparing for Super Bowl 59. Wait, what? And then quote tweeting himself, "I'm sick right now." Stay focused, Patrick. Some other reaction on X. Jalen Brunson, fresh off that Laker Nick tip here on Saturday night. April Fool's, right? Paul Pierce offering his thoughts, thinking maybe Luka wanted out. Tyler Hero flummoxed. Joel Embiid offering his reaction as well. Word from the players, and we got a player of our own. 2004 NBA champion and CBS Sports NBA analyst Rip Hamilton here with his thoughts. Rip, I know it's the lazy one, but I got to roll the ball out for you here. You see this news on X, and your reaction is what?
April Fool's. Like, I really thought it was April Fool's Day. But what it told me, though, John, was that Rob Pelinka is the man of the hour, right? Because the reason why I say that is LeBron James don't know this is going down. I mean, AD is his guy. Rich Paul represents not just LeBron, but Anthony Davis. This was Rob Pelinka saying to himself, hey, you know what? I'm taking over this Laker organization, and I'm going to put us in the best situation that we feel as though that's going to really take care of our future. When you look at LeBron James, only has 1 or 2 years left on his deal. When you get a young guy like Luka Dončić coming in, yes, we heard about, Dallas was unsure about wanting to sign a Supermax, but this is a situation with him coming to LA, a bigger market, a team, a franchise that needs a superstar, especially knowing that LeBron James only has a couple more years left. They went out and got their guy. And a lot of question marks was about, could AD be the next one up? And this right here shows that the Lakers didn't have no faith in him, and they had to go out there and get another guy, and they went out and got a major superstar in Luka Dončić.
Rip, I'm interested in your personal experience in this sort of thing. I know traded earlier in your career, and then a couple years later, a champion with the Pistons. You were also a Piston when they traded for Sheed, so you've sort of seen this from both angles. How does the room react to this in LA? Some news of this sort of magnitude.
Well, I think that a lot of people in that Lakers locker room is still shaking in their boots. And the reason why is because if I'm in Detroit, right, and Joe Dumars calls me and says, hey, we're bringing in Reggie Miller. I'm like, man, I'm looking around, like, man, that's the same player. Like, that's two of the guys that do a lot of the same things. So when you're looking at a guy like LeBron James and what he brings to the table, and you look at Luka Dončić and what he brings to the table, both guys need the ball in their hand. Both guys are used to being the first, second, and third option. But when you look at a situation like AD going to Dallas, this really fits him. Now he's out there playing with Kyrie Irving, a guy that's really great in pick and roll, and you got Klay Thompson on the wing where you can really space the floor. So now AD can go back being AD. And take note to this too, Joe. Nico Harris was AD's rep at Nike, right? So he's been knowing AD for a long, long time. So this was a perfect opportunity to now bring these guys back together, a guy that really knows AD's game, and he's going to put him in all the best spots, especially with a guy named Kyrie out there that's really good in pick and roll.
It is big business, no matter the angle we are looking at this from. Dallas offensively, it makes sense there. We were speaking before we came on air here. You said, I don't know if LA's done. What do they require now that they don't really have that presence inside, one of the best in the business, and Anthony Davis? Going to leave a vacuum there in the paint.
Well, it can be done. I mean, when you look at it, right, you got a lot of players that kind of do the same thing on this roster, right? The one thing that we always said that the Lakers was lacking was defense. AD was their defender. AD was their cleanup man. AD was the guy that when the guards couldn't hold up their end and guys would get blow-bys, AD was the guy that was going to clean everything up, clean all that up. Now you don't have that security blanket out there. So best believe the Los Angeles Lakers are going to go out there and try to make another trade. They probably try to get a rim protector, another guy that can be an anchor on defense. Probably not as good as the Anthony Davis, but there's a lot of holes in this team, especially on the defensive end.
As you said, two ball-dominant stars here in LBJ and Luka Dončić. We remember ball-dominant stars in Miami joining forces earlier in LeBron's career. Took a little bit of time for Wade and LeBron to figure out those roles in that offense. Maybe a little less time here being at the tail end of King James's career, but certainly stars of this magnitude have a way of figuring things out. When we look at this trade, go ahead, Rip, please.
And Joe, this is a little different than Miami, right? Because LeBron James is arguably still the best, in his mind, the best player in the game of basketball right now. And then you got a young killer coming up in Luka Dončić. Luka Dončić don't play second fiddle to nobody. When I talk to people across the league, when Luka matches up against a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who's arguably one of the best on-ball defenders in the league, he looks at Kawhi Leonard like, man, I don't care what type of reputation you have on the defensive end. You can't guard me. So when he comes on this team, this Los Angeles Lakers team with LeBron James, he is not looking at LeBron James the same way D. Wade looked at LeBron James. He's looking at LeBron James like, hey, I am the new sheriff in town. So I'm very curious how this is going to work.
And as we said, if there is a deal beyond this current one for Luka Dončić, could be the future star in LA. And I know Luka, he is a star in his own right wherever he goes, Rip, but there are two places, maybe three places in this sport that the jersey's always bigger than the person wearing it. LA is certainly one of those. We've talked plenty about what Luka does for the Lakers. What do the Lakers do for Luka? What does it mean to have Luka Dončić in that uniform?
Well, I think it means a lot, especially when you look at LeBron James and how old he is right now. I mean, he came out and said, hey, you know what, he want to play another 4 to 5 years, right? And there's no guarantee in that. I think he's under contract for another year or two after that. So just imagine the Los Angeles Lakers coming to the negotiation tables with LeBron James, knowing that you got Luka Dončić in your left hand. And not saying that Luka Dončić at that time might be saying, hey, you know what, this is my team now. Like LeBron had his chance. So if you're going to, if the reason why you brought me out here was to build around me, and I need to get players that complement me. And I don't know if Luka Dončić compliments LeBron, and I don't know if LeBron compliments Luka Dončić. They, in my opinion, they both do a lot of the similar things on the floor. So I just believe that Rob Pelinka, I know he's made a splash on this deal right now, and he took control of this Los Angeles Lakers organization by the horns. But in his mind, he got to be thinking about another player or two to get this team back to a championship contender.
Hey, what a fun experiment we get to watch come to life now in LA. We do have word from Dirk here weighing in on X, and it's just the emoji with the big eyes. So Dirk didn't see this one coming either. Rip Hamilton, we appreciate you stopping by here at the wee hours with this breaking news coming in. Thank you, pal.